What is going on, everybody? This is Dale from Upstate Bets and DFS. I'm here with my partner Riaz. We got our prize picks for NFL Thursday night. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going at the Philadelphia Eagles. Riaz, do you have the over/under for this game?
I do. It's 52.5, so it's going to be a pretty high scoring game.
And Tampa Bay is the favorite by how many?
7.
So, looks like there's going to be a game script where there's a lot of points, and it looks like that Philadelphia is going to have to throw. Philadelphia is not that strong of a team this year. They've been a little inconsistent, but we know they can pour on points when they need to. The offense, it's more or less Jalen Hurts has just kind of been the inconsistent one, and we knew that was coming out of him, but we'd like to see him get a little bit more consistent. But there's a couple lines here that we do like, and a couple that we don't love exactly. So, but we're gonna touch on just about all of them, and usually we don't take unders here. We usually kind of hammer overs because who likes unders, man? We like to have fun over here. So, why don't you start us off with the passing yards? We have 301 for Brady and 280 for Hurts. What do you like, Riaz?
Um, I'm not going to touch the Brady one. I don't really like doing. I don't really like touching on anyone whose over under is over 300. That just seems like a lot. But I hate that you brought up that we don't like, and I love Jalen Hurts under 280.5 for his passing yards. Jalen Hurts is so inconsistent. I mean, he's just tough to watch. I mean, he's either going off or he's just getting absolutely destroyed. And I think this is a game where he's going to get absolutely destroyed and not come anywhere as close to this 280.
Yeah, so if you have Jalen Hurts on your fantasy team, I mean, you're not doing too bad. I mean, he's a good fantasy guy, but in terms of helping Philadelphia win, I don't know. They're not a horrible team, man. And they did beat Carolina in a solid game. I'm not shitting on Hurts. I think Hurts is a good quarterback, but like I said, if we see consistency, like we can put him in a solid tier right now. He's like middle of the pack in my opinion right now. So like, I don't know about the 280 man. We've seen games where he doesn't even hit 200. He's at 198 last week in a win, and then he threw for 190 against San Francisco in week two, and then so I probably won't touch. You know, like I said, I don't like unders either. But if you were to bet, I do like the under on Hurts, and then Brady. He's every other game. One game he's for 400, and the next game he's for under 300. But he's always little close to it. So if you are gonna take Brady, I'd probably take the over on Brady just because um, I hate fading him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he bites you in the ass when you decide to fade him. So I'd probably go Brady over and Hurts under if I had, if I was
Yeah, if you
looking
had to
at it.
choose both. Yeah,
But,
yep.
but there's a couple others, couple other things that I'm liking in terms of rush yards. It's kind of a just a funny line. We got Tom Brady 1.5 rush yards. I mean, last game, one attempt, 13 yards rushing. He's got it in every game besides week one. I mean, if you want to include it in a flex play, is it that bad of an option? I don't think so. I think that's a
No,
solid little line.
I don't think I don't think so either. Honestly, looking at all five of these, I mean the Tom Brady rushing yard is probably the only one I'm gonna end up uh, putting in a power play or a flex play here.
So we got Hurts at 45 and a half, and you know, if you want to think that Tampa Bay is this really good team up front, and they're going to get pressure to Hurts, and Hurts is going to escape from the. I mean, you can write a script for just about anything on this game, but realistically, Hurts, can he get there? Of course he can get there. He's a good athlete. 62 in week one, 82 in week two, 47 in week four. So we know he's gotten there. It's not like the line's at like 52. I mean, this is a pretty fair line. Honestly, I can see this maybe moving up a little bit. So Hurts, I do like the over there on Hurts, especially if we're going to take the under on the passing yards. Maybe being a little contrarian and going over on the rushing yards makes sense. We don't really like Miles Sanders. Fournette is as one. His touches have been looking good, and they've been involving him in the offense, and I like that. However, only 12 attempts on week four, but in a blowout win. So Take that with a grain of salt. I just I don't know. He's gotten there the past 2 weeks, but it's just something I don't really want to touch.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. Like I said, the only one I'm gonna touch is the Tom Brady rushing yards and maybe the Kenneth Gainwell, but that front five for Tampa Bay is just too good to try to rush on.
Yeah, and someone like Miles Sanders as well. I mean, it's just the attempts, man. I mean, nothing over 15 attempts this year, especially off week one. He had 15 attempts for 74 yards, 4 receptions. Like it was looking like he was going to get off to a solid little start, and then it just slowly he's just been declining in the offense. I mean, 30 yards. He got there last game on 11 attempts. I don't know. Like we'll see. They won last game. They got him more involved. Is this is this a spot where like okay, well the more we get Miles involved, the better we might be in this game. So it's something you got to think about. 30 is not hard to get, especially for the number one back in that backfield. So we'll see how that goes. I wouldn't shit on you if you're taking Sanders over 30, but whatever. I can't
No,
I can't trust the offense. But let's look at receiving yards. Riaz, who do you like here?
I like Jalen Rager. I mean, 37 and a half. He's a big play guy. He honestly probably only needs one catch to go over this, so Rieger's not a bad play. Miles Sanders, I don't mind the 23 and a half, but other than that, I mean, it's tough to kind of predict which Tampa Bay wide receiver is going to have the monster game. There's always just one. It was Antonio Brown last week. Like you said, Chris Godwin always performs in these kind of Thursday night, Sunday night games. So no mind Godwin over here. And I think Devontae Smith, 71 and a half, that's just kind of too many yards. I know he's super productive and Jalen Hurts, that's like his guy, his number one, but I don't really see Jalen Hurts having that great of a game, so 71 and a half just seems a little much for me.
Yeah, I would take the under on Devontae Smith here. I'm not a fan of unders, but this is something I would just stay away from. I don't really like Smith here. I like his receptions because he does see a lot of targets. He seen 8 targets last game. Week 4 he saw 10 targets. The targets are there, and I think they're going to continue to rise. But between picking who's going to pop off in this Tampa Bay offense, it's just a coin flip, man. If I had to choose, Evans looks like he's like the safety blanket kind of guy, but he comes around in like the really big games. Like you know what I'm saying? In a game, like think about the New England game. Like when Brady really wanted to win, like he's looking at Evans. If Gronk was there, he's looking at Gronk. Like he knows where he wants to go. You know what I'm saying? Antonio Brown's just got a lot of confidence now. Just came off a huge game. So I don't know, man. It's tough to decide. Someone you can look at, Quez Watkins. Um, he is the big play guy. Realistically, he sees like 2 to 3 targets a game, and if he catches one, it goes for like 40, 50. So he's the guy though where you're just like, all right, hopefully he breaks one loose and he gets it. So I can see that happening. Fournette on the receiving yards too. I'm not a huge fan of it, man. Like I said, everything is a toss up in that Tampa Bay offense. I wish we can, uh, kind of decide where we want to go with it, but it looks like Brady's kind of the only one that we know. But hear me out. Fournette uh, has gotten the over in that receiving yards every game this season. So every game this season he's gone over 22 and a half. So if you want to continue on that, go ahead. Over
Yeah, I
22
mean,
and a
he's
half.
surprisingly very, very productive in the passing game this year.
Yeah. So he's gotten that over every single week. So if you just want to stay consistent, I mean that line's been making you money every week so far. So I understand if you want to go there. Someplace that's definitely some place I'm going to be looking for my flex plays, no doubt. So I love betting receptions. Receptions are I don't know. A lot of people don't like them. This is a spot where I like But Devontae Smith over 6. I prefer if it was like 5.5. It kind of sucks, but 6 is fair, man. He's coming off like a 10 target game, so I like Smith, and they're gonna need him here. Godwin, like I said, you can pick and choose, but Riaz, who do you like?
I'm gonna go right back to Jalen Rager. If I think he's gonna get the passing yards, I don't mind this 3.5. I like Mike Evans at 5. That's not a bad play at all.
I like that
And
too.
then if you're going with the Fournette, I mean, yeah, 4 catches is kind of a lot. If it was 2.5, I would have really loved that just for him to get 3. But other than that, that's all I got for this.
Yeah, I love Mike Evans over 5, man. I think he's just a consistent 6 to 7 guy. And it shows the first 2 weeks, rough start, but I mean, him and Brady do definitely have a connection out there, and you can tell that, Evans is just a big body guy. Brady's been playing well, um, as always. So, Evans over 5 is something I definitely like. Passing touchdowns, they don't have a prop for Hurts, but they do have Brady at 2.5. Riaz, I think me and you kind of agree here. Under you're thinking on this one?
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna stay away from that and kind of focus more on the touchdowns and receiving touchdowns.
Yeah, so I mean that's the thing, man. With Brady, it's like he's throwing for 4 or he's throwing for like 1 or none. So it's like he hasn't had just a game where he's had 3. He's had a game where he's had 5. He's had a game he's had another 5 game and another 4. So um, just depends. You just gotta kind of think about this one before you put it in and just really think like how do you think this game is gonna go with the point total? You gotta think how is Tampa Bay gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't think Brady's gonna throw for 2.5, then you gotta assume that Fournette is gonna be heavily involved and he's gonna get over the 66.5 and he's gonna get over 22.5. So you gotta build these power plays and these flex plays. You gotta build them as in game script. So we're trying to help you guys win money here. So you don't want to take an over on a guy who's projected on rushing yards and also take his quarterback to throw, for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Like it just, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a gazillion points. That's just not how the game goes. So we're looking at touchdowns here. Fournette at a half touchdown. I believe this is just for rushing or receiving. So either way he gets in, you get. So what do you think?
Yeah, I'm definitely taking him to score a touchdown this week. Um, I think he's found the end zone in almost every single game, and this is another game where he's gonna most likely rush one in from the one.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely can see it too. Um, It's not something that I would take an under on, but I think if you're definitely looking for a fourth or fifth piece in your power play, this is something you can plug in. Receiving touchdowns, you got Evans and Antonio Brown, and Brown's like that. Brown's like that guy who breaks loose and catches like a 60-yard bomb. We've seen it. We've seen it twice this year. So is that if you think that can continue, I believe it can. Brown likes the single games. Evans too. Um, Definitely one I'm probably not going to be banking on. Like I said, if Evans was just the only guy there, I would for sure. But I don't know. I don't really like it.
I mean, I'm not gonna touch the Antonio Brown one, just on the fact that he had a monster game last week. But I do think Mike Evans is due to score a touchdown. I know he scored one last week, and I think he gets another one this week.
Yeah. And then other than that, we got pass completions at the end here. I've never bet on these before.
No,
Some of the
neither have I.
times, honestly, like a quarterback like Lamar Jackson always has like a really low line. He was at like 17.5 last night that I did take. So, um, I mean, whatever. They're just iffy, man. So I would definitely stay away from these. But whatever. If you got the research and you want to look into pass completions and you're interested in them, go ahead, man. So in terms of fantasy score too, um, it's just really you pick who you want here in terms who you think's gonna have a good week. Hertz has gotten over that 21 just about every week. I think if you want to plug that in, I think that's fair, just because of his rushing ability too. Um, he throws for say 220 yards, a touchdown, and rushes for 40 and runs one in. I mean, you're out, you're already there. Someone like Miles Sanders, catches 3 balls for 30 yards, maybe finds the end zone. I mean, you're already there. So, um, there's a lot of things like that. Someone like Zach Ertz is literally at 7. If Zach Ertz can catch 2 balls for 30 yards, I mean, you're there. So, the people don't like the fantasy score, but I just think sometimes that you really sometimes there's a safe floor. Is all I'm trying to say. So, Riaz, is there anyone fantasy score wise that you like or no?
Yeah, I like Cameron Brate now that he's the number one.
Me too.
I don't mind that at all. And Ronald Jones at 5, we've seen him get a little more involved. I mean, he doesn't have the production that he had last year, but he's like one of those guys that you don't play in fantasy, but he comes in and scores a touchdown out of nowhere just to snipe Fournette. And I mean, 5 points. That's all he needs is a touchdown.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a solid week. I'm definitely gonna be well, it's a solid Thursday night game. I'm definitely gonna be throwing in a lot of different looking power plays. Like I said, always check the Twitter, man. We are updating the Twitter all the time in terms of prize picks. Unfortunately, some things happened. We weren't able to pump out of videos this week. We hope you didn't back out on us. You know, we got a lot of fire content coming for you guys. Prize picks, DFS, some betting videos, all of it. So go follow the Twitter. The link will be in the description. Me and Riaz will catch you on the next one. Peace.